Spider-Man Brand New Day is out, and I haven't gone to see it. I don't know if I even will see it. I'm gonna be honest. I might just wait. Like, I haven't seen much going out, so I'm just checking out the Critical Drinker. I'm gonna just hear his thoughts on it, because I'm like, should I go? Should I not even bother? Because right now I don't even care to. Like, I don't even want to see Doomsday, if I'm honest, but I feel like I need to see it just because Robert Downey Jr.'s back. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I want to see it. That's it. That's it.
Never has a franchise needed a movie to succeed quite as badly as Marvel right now. After years of brand dilution and box office failures that all culminated in the unholy trilogy of disappointment last year, the modern MCU is the movie equivalent of an aging pop star desperately trying to reinvent themselves before middle age makes them completely irrelevant.
It's low-key good movie.
And they're not the only
Nice.
ones in trouble. With James Gunn's DCU by James Gunn rapidly turning into a critic.
Yeah, James Gunn's film is only about James Gunn. It has nothing to do with anything else but James Gunn.
And commercial disaster, the viability of superhero movies themselves is now looking pretty shaky. In short, Spider-Man Brand New Day needs to succeed. It needs to set the stage for Avengers Doomsday later in the year. It needs to prove that Marvel can move past the malaise that's gripped them since Endgame, and it needs to prove that there's still an appetite for superhero flicks. So with all that being said, what's it actually like? Does it succeed in its aims? Does it live up to the crazy expectations resting on it? And most importantly of all, is it worth your time and money? Well... oh, go on then. Since I'm feeling generous, I'll give Brand New Day a thumbs up. I mean, it's a slightly reluctant thumbs up for sure, and it comes with a few caveats, namely the bloated cast, some questionable choices with the antagonist, and a plot that takes a bit too long to get moving and undercuts some of the stakes of the previous film. But for the most part, it's a pretty fun movie that kept me mostly entertained for a couple of hours. Now, I'm going to give you a rundown of the plot, and it's kind of difficult to discuss without getting into a few spoilers, so if you really don't want to know anything about Brand New Day, consider yourselves warned. Anyway, so the movie picks up with a very lonely...
Do I care? Do I not care? I don't care. I don't care. Again, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the movie. Punisher is very funny here. Okay, I probably need to see it. I probably need to see it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Because I like the Punisher. I like John Bernthal as the Punisher. He's an amazing Punisher. But Spider-Man, I've kind of just lost interest in, because Tom Holland is in too many things now. Zendaya is in everything now, and they've been playing the same kid characters forever, which is kind of annoying already. It's kind of annoying. It's just like, move on, move on.
Peter's still pining for MJ and Ned after they forgot about his existence at the end of the last movie. He still keeps tabs on them as they move on with their lives over the next few years, while throwing himself into crime fighting as Spider-Man and becoming a hero in New York City. Shit gets real though when a new threat emerges that can psychically possess anyone in the vicinity and uses them to attack a government facility called Damage Control. But what are they really looking for, and why is Peter the only one who can resist them? Looking for answers, he makes contact with Yelena. Oh yeah, they're still trying to make her a thing in this movie, who points him towards suspiciously nice government guy who claims to have no idea why the psychic terrorist is attacking Damage Control. I wonder if he might be hiding something here. Anyway, with a bit of help from Bruce Banner, Peter develops an inhibitor unit that can suppress the psychic powers. All he needs to do is find the terrorist and stick it on her neck, and she'll be helpless. Unfortunately, she gets wind of this and possesses Bruce, turns him into the Hulk, and uses him to beat the shit out of Peter while she raids Damage Control in person. See, it turns out the terrorist in question is in fact Jean Grey, in possibly the worst kept secret in entertainment.
Oh man! Oh god! Oh man!
And she's out to find her sister Sarah, who was taken captive and experimented on by Damage Control. But can Peter team up with the Punisher to stop her? Can he find a way to reconcile with MJ and Ned? And even if he can, whose side should he really be on here? Now, as you've probably guessed, there's quite a lot going on in Brand New Day, and if I was a cynical man instead of the chirpy, optimistic soul you see before you, I'd say the movie's been asked to do a lot of heavy lifting for Avengers Doomsday, setting up characters and factions that are going to be very important going forwards. This is the movie.
So it's gonna waffle on for way too long to just try it. It's burying the lead just to create a bunch of background characters. I mean, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Especially since I want to see Doomsday. I'll watch this then Doomsday. I could care less about everything else that's going on. I'm glad I didn't see everything because so many of the movies were pushing the Kang. I didn't watch any of those. And then Kang is no longer, Kang the Conqueror is no longer the villain, and they bring back Robert Downey Jr. And then I'm watching like all of the Marvel movies coming out because it's like, I'm going to check out Doomsday. So I guess I have to check this out, even though it's Sony and not Marvel.
That definitively establishes the mutants as we know them from the X-Men and the persecution and exploitation they're going to face at the hands of regular humans.
And by the way, the women are always saving the men around here. You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
X-Women.
Fuck off. It's such a lovely pair of words.
And right here we have Jean Grey as Ground Zero. And I guess she's as good a place as any to start with my criticisms, because for me, she's one of the weaker aspects of the film. Not because of the actress or anything. Sadie Sink isn't exactly an Oscar winner. She doesn't have the gravitas and range that Famke Janssen had back in the 2000s, but holy shit, she's a million times better than Sophie Turner, and she does a pretty decent job here. No, the bigger problem with the character is the writing. She's not portrayed as an anti-hero or a conflicted but fundamentally decent person who occasionally does bad things for good reasons. She's just an out-and-out villain in this movie. She has absolutely no problem violating and mind-raping dozens if not hundreds of people. She straight up murders innocent civilians without a care in the world. She tries to kill MJ just to keep Peter busy for a while, and she forcibly possesses half of New York City in the finale. She's written...
Did she never get in contact with Professor Xavier in this one? I mean, that would make sense if Professor X and Magneto didn't find Jean originally. She could easily have gone down that, or did she just follow Magneto the entire time? I mean, if that's the wheelhouse they're going, it would make sense. And then you lean into the next series of films where, well, I don't know how they would rectify it. I really don't. But yeah, I mean, the fact that she's like, I could understand how she'd be a villain. I really could if you remove Professor Xavier from the whole thing, because Professor Xavier is really what gave the heart to all the X-Men. If it wasn't for Professor Xavier wanting to push for like you were given powers, you can actually start helping people, they would all be villains. Every single one of them.
More like Magneto than Jean Grey, and what's weird is that she never really answers for the things she's done. She just kind of leaves, and I get the impression the film itself doesn't really view her as bad or morally wrong. That seems to be a bit of a theme with the MCU.
You've taken an entire town hostage.
I'm not the one with the guns, Director.
She's holding thousands of people hostage.
And it could have been thousands more if she hadn't put up her own quarantine.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
Hey! Fuck off!
I also couldn't help but question her methodology here. I mean, instead of going through all the convoluted bullshit of staging raids on damage control facilities and potentially getting dozens of innocent civilians killed, why not just target suspiciously nice government man when he's alone and vulnerable, mind rape him to find out what happened to your sister, and potentially even use him to infiltrate the facility and get her back? I mean, it would have made the movie about 20 minutes long, but, you know, these are questions that you can't help but ask yourself. As I said earlier, there's also a problem with cast bloat. Yelena's probably the most glaring example. She's just there to tell Peter things he could have easily figured out for himself. Their scenes take forever and they feel stilted and awkward as fuck. But I'd argue that Ned and MJ are kind of pointless as well. Bringing them back when Peter was forced to say goodbye to them in the last movie really undercuts the pathos of that film's ending, but if you really have to bring them back, then fucking do something meaningful with them. As it stands, they're kept in a holding pattern for most of the film, and by the end, Peter's in basically the same situation he was in at the start. They still don't remember him, and it's obvious he can't get back what he once had. I mean, there's at least a decent scene where he confesses the truth to MJ, and she quietly admits that she's not the same person he remembers, and I think it's handled pretty well, but it's not enough to justify their inclusion in this film. There's also a subplot about Peter's spider abilities becoming more dominant and his struggles to contain the power, and yeah, I get how it sort of ties in with Jean's abilities as a mutant, but it feels like a bit of a reach thematically, and the script doesn't seem to know what to do with it. It just kind of stops being an issue when the plot needs it to go away. Now, all of this criticism probably makes it sound like I'm shitting on the film, but it's more because I can see the potential in what it's trying to do on a writing level. There's a lot of interesting ideas at play here, it just doesn't quite tie them all together properly. On the plus side, the action and fight choreography is all top notch, the emotional tone is generally pitched right with a bit of humour and optimism at the appropriate moments. It's nice to see Spider-Man tackling lower level stuff in New York City instead of big world-ending events like he's in a mini Avengers flick, and Tom Holland proves that age is no barrier to playing Peter Parker. Yeah, he's not quite the golly gee whiz teenager he was in Homecoming, he's older now and carrying a few more burdens than before, but he's still got the right combination of responsibility and playfulness, and he genuinely looks like he wants to be there. And he sparks pretty well off John Bernthal as the Punisher. Yeah, it's very much a family-friendly version of the character.
Seeing John Bernthal just makes me want... I'm gonna be honest, I forgot he was supposed to be in this film. I had completely forgot about John Bernthal entirely. I'd completely forgotten about him because the whole Daredevil fiasco is just like, yeah, no more.
Now, and it's kind of wild when I think about the insanely violent shit that Bernthal's done as this guy over the years, but I think they make for a pretty good contrast together. Ultimately, despite a few flaws on the writing side, Brand New Day is a safe, solid kind of movie that gets the job done without the same energy and novelty of Homecoming or the emotional gut punch of No Way Home, but instead delivers 2 hours of reliable entertainment with everyone's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And if the box office projections are anything to go by, well, maybe there is still life in the MCU yet.
Well, there's life for Spider-Man and there's life for Robert Downey Jr. There's life for the old guard, which are slowly leaving. They're slowly leaving. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. wants to do another film. I don't think Chris Hemsworth wants to do another film. I don't think Chris Evans wants to do another film. I think they're pretty much at their limit where they're like, this will be our last hurrah. Like, they want out. They want out. They want to do other roles. They don't want to be stuck doing the same character forever. Spider-Man's always a sell. Always a sell. Like, there hasn't been a Spider-Man movie that's really flopped entirely. They all do all right, if anything.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away.
So, yeah, I mean... So maybe I'll go see it. Like, I was like, I don't care. I don't want to see it. But now I'm like, I kind of want to see it. Just because I think it'd be good. I think it'd be enjoyable to watch and hopefully just get some entertainment. I haven't really seen any new films recently, if I'm honest. Like, I watched Obsession with My Wife, which honestly was just a pretty just real story about romance and caring about your partner. That's pretty much all of the movie's about. And then like, I have a few other things I still need to review a lot, but yeah, again, maybe I'll check it out. It might be something worth watching. But oh, they bring back actual Hulk here. Well, as long as they bring back the real Hulk, it'll be fine. I didn't like the Endgame and anything after that. Right? It was Endgame? Yeah, Infinity War was the good one. Endgame was the piece of crap. Like, Endgame and Beyond was all garbage. Done with the Hulk. All garbage.
You guys got a video? What's so bad?
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Where's that?